All right, let's talk about finding the best type or variety of seed or sod for your lawn. Now, on my channel, I talk a lot about Bermuda grass, but this is going to apply to a number of different types of grass. So not just cool season or not just warm season, but also cool season. So what you want to do is go over to the National Turfgrass Evaluation Program website. That's ntep.org. Now, the website is kind of clunky. It takes a second to kind of figure out how it works or whatnot. But this is going to give you some of the best data for selecting your type of grass. So if you go to Home Depot and you pick up a bag of any type of grass, it's not always the best type. It's often blends. Sometimes fescue seed may have ryegrass in it, like if you're buying from a big name like Scott's or whatnot. They often put blends in because the people that they're trying to cater to don't really understand much about lawn care. They're not much of enthusiasts. The enthusiasts are obviously shopping at specialized stores or online, usually online lately. But of course, Site One is one of my favorite places to buy any sort of lawn care products. But basically, those seeds, like you buy Scott's Bermuda grass, oftentimes, yeah, you're going to get a lot of Bermuda grass in there, but sometimes they'll stick things in there that work in different conditions. So, it'll be like if there's something like a shade mix is like the biggest concoction. I would say it has like 4 or 5 types of grass in it, like probably 2 or 3 types and a couple different varieties within each of those types. Just so that no matter what kind of soil conditions you have or growing conditions, something green comes out of the ground. Because of course, people don't read instructions, they don't know what they're doing, and so they just buy a bag of seed, chuck it down, hope for the best. And Scott's, just want some grass to come up so they don't get hosed. If they had a bag of Bermuda grass and a certain like Monaco takes forever to germinate, they would get like 2-star reviews, 1-star reviews on Amazon all day long. And that's usually how it is. Seriously, go look up a bag of Monaco, Bermuda grass on Amazon. The reviews are horrendous because people just don't know what they're doing. But that's the same with anything. It's the same in any space where it takes specialized interest to make it work. Weight loss programs, teeth whitening programs, anything on Amazon regarding that is going to have bad reviews because people just don't know how to put the work in and do the research beforehand. So beyond that rant, ntep.org. Go up to latest data. It's super small up here. You can also click in, if you see anything you like, you can click right into the reports here as well. There's Kentucky bluegrass, Bermuda grass, zoysia. But let's go latest data. And then it's broken down into cool season grasses here. There's ryegrass, Kentucky, you got fescue, bent grass, and then down here, warm grass, where I am interested in the Bermuda grass here. So my understanding is that this report was launched in 2019. Click on that. But there's like a 2023 update with the latest data. So they run these tests ongoing. So if the type of grass that you're interested in or thinking about was not around in 2019, it's not added in here because they pick through like the most popular varieties and give it kind of like a standardized entry, they're just automatically entered. And then big brands like Johnson Seed Company is a big manufacturer of seed. They will like put in different, we're going to take a look in a second, different types of grass they're testing and not even have a brand name. It'll just be a bunch of numbers. So this is 117 pages long, very extensive, tons of data in here. But what you want to do is each of these tables is a different way of measuring. Some of them are different subsets. Some of them are like different location, like different conditions. Some are seeded, some are sod. We got vegetative there, so that's going to be only available sod, like your typical F1 hybrids for Bermuda, for example, versus you got seeded, of course. And so they got traffic stress, right? Traffic stress, both seed. They got overall. They break it down in this table 7, for example, is combined in 7A, and then B is seed, and 7C is vegetative. So basically, whatever you're dealing with, are you dealing with drought stress? Are you dealing with traffic? Like you have kids, do you have dogs? You get the location one, so it's really great if you find your location in this because you're going to get similar soil types and whatnot, which is super beneficial, similar weather. Drought stress, there's shade for salinity there. potable water. I mean, all this stuff. Like it's so extensive. Then based on genetic color, uh, green up, springtime green up, leaf texture, density. I mean, it's just so extensive. And then there's like grown under, where was it, Schedule A and B. Where is that? Using Schedule A and Schedule B. And then you can go and find somewhere it will define what Schedule A and B means. Here's some locations. So basically look for your location, right? I'm in Texas, so these ones for drought and shade. If I'm interested in either of those, that's perfect, because that's what they're testing in those spots. So, for example, shade, I got some very old aged trees. That's definitely something that of my concern, personally, when I was looking at different types of grass. A bunch of entries. Here's the entries. They're numbers. Some are a standard entry, as I mentioned. They don't have a sponsor, but some have to pay. So you got some schools in here. Like I said, Johnson Seed Company, very large manufacturer. More schools, sod production services, and like I said, they're not always named. Some of them are just codes because they're not necessarily released on the market yet. So they're getting data, and then once they prove this type of grass is decent, they'll put it on the market. So, for example, Monaco. Monaco is made by Johnson Seed Co. Or company, but they didn't have to pay necessarily to get that entered. It was automatically entered because it's a great grass and very commonly adapted. Now, you're not going to want to read through all of these, but here is a handful of these rated from 1 to 0 based on those characteristics. So let's say we wanted to talk about, let's do the shade one, how we would read this. So we'll go up here under shade at College Station. So let's go to table 10, A, B, or C. So we'll just scroll. Table 1, table 5, seven. There's so many. You just spend so much. I mean, it kind of gets redundant. You start seeing consistencies when you start reading through these. But here we are, 10A. So it's sorted based on the mean. Zoom in here. So this is both. We Toma is sod, and then we have So we have both seed and sod in this one. So, College Station, Texas, measuring the quality based on shade. So in shady conditions, and there's like a definition of how much shade they actually gave us or whatnot. In general, Bermuda grass does not do well in shade, but it's still nice to be mindful of it, to try to at least optimize. Of course, trimming trees and whatnot is going to be your best bet. But at the top here, there's some grass types that these are not released. Johnson Seed Company, and then MSB. I can't remember what that was at the top, who that is. Then you got Celebration, which is surprising. You got Tiff Tough, Tahoma 31. Both are branded as kind of a shade-friendly option. Then near the bottom, you got Tiff Way, averaging a mean of 3.2. I think that is right there. Yeah, 3.2 for Tiff Way, 419. And then say Tiff Tough of 4.5. So not much better. Better, but not much better. All of these scored pretty poorly in shade. But in the next few years, maybe we'll see some entries into the scene that get us up above that 5, beyond Celebration. And then, of course, if you're looking to seed, then you just go here. It has all the ones that removed that were sods. The best seed for shade for Bermuda grass is Monaco. So you'd have to go to online. It's going to be very hard to find. Again, you can't go to Home Depot to find most of these grasses, or Lowe's or whatnot. Amazon, I don't know if I buy from Amazon either, because I don't know how fresh the stock is. But generally, finding out who actually produces that seed, and buying directly from them is good. Of course, there's lots of resellers online, but like I said, if you're going from Monaco, Johnson Seed Company makes that. Just go right directly to them, buy directly from them. And so that's how you go about, first of all, pick what you're dealing with and see if your location is matched up there. And then, or at least something close to it. Something that gets similar weather, right? Like Oklahoma is going to get similar weather, not exactly the same, but similar weather as College Station, Texas. And then the first one at the top, if this is all overwhelming, the first table usually, table 1, look at 1C here, it generally gives you like an overall rating. And so it's overall quality, and this takes into consideration, it actually says right here, overall mean, right there. It takes in consideration a number of tests. And so if this is, like I said, this is all overwhelming, you don't have a specific factor you care about, you just want the best, well, based on the data right now, if you're looking at Bermuda grass, sod, Tahoma 31 is leading right now. But this changes, right? This changes all the time. Tiftuff could come up next. I mean, it's so close, but it's unlikely, of course, something from down here might pop up. Now, if you have Kentucky bluegrass, I'll pull up the data here and just show you real quickly the best ones. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and they're all a similar format. Table 1. Man, I do not know my Kentucky bluegrass, so excuse me if I butcher some names, but Barvet HGT. I have no idea if that's even a common type that's regularly available or readily available. It does have an asterisk which just says it's commercially available. There it is. So that one must be pretty popular along with this one. Oh, this will be fun. Barcerati. I don't know. I'm sure that's wrong, but so that's Kentucky bluegrass. Take a look there. Those are your top ones. Again, you're looking at far over here, unless you're in one of these locations: North Carolina, Tennessee, Michigan. I'm guessing. Am I? Is that Iowa, Oklahoma, Nebraska, and North Dakota? Those are my guesses, anyways, for the acronyms. Not being born in the U.S., so don't go too harsh on me in the comments. Let's see. We got, I think this one is Zoysia. I'm missing it. Yeah, there it is, Zoysia. Do one more. And then there's, again, check to see if there's something near you. There's Dallas right there. And then go down. And of course, it has the pH too as well. It kind of can help you get an idea of what your default pH is going to be, assuming you haven't done much alteration, or it's going to be something, you can get some ideas here, which is great. Check out if your location is listed. And then we're table 1, right here at the top. Now, I do have Zoysia. I have Xeon in my backyard. I have a little bit of Xeon I'm testing. Emerald is scoring a little bit better. What's that? 6.2. And then Xeon has 5.9. So very close. 0.3, and that can go back and forth, just like Tiftuff. Like in the last one, Tiftuff and Tahoma were pretty close. It's hard to say which one is really better, although at the time it showed Tahoma. Empire, I think these overall ones, this is table 2. But anyways, that's how you do it. You don't Google best whatever seed for this. You're not going to get the best results. Trust the data. This data is accurate. It's trustworthy. Everything else. As a marketer, I can tell you, don't trust marketers. Don't Google, because that's all based on SEO and things that I specialize in. So let me just tell you, just trust this if you're looking for the best type of seed, and then go reverse it. Find what you need for the variety, and then work backwards. Who sells that variety? It's not going to be a big name, household name that you've heard of. It's going to be something fairly small. But it says in here who submits the one if they're not automatically submitted, so you know exactly where to go. Anyways, good luck, and hope you pick a decent variety.